Seventh graders. As you can see, I have a dancing rock man in my hands, and this was the only filter I could find that had to do with rocks. And today we're going to talk about the rock cycle, which we started in class. I know we built a Starburst rock cycle when we were in class, and we were almost finished with that, so I just want to finish this as your second assignment in Google Classroom. So, I'm just going to review some of what we talked about in class. So in our rock cycle that we made, there are 5 types of rocks: Igneous Rock, Sedimentary Rock, Metamorphic Rock, Sediment, and Lava/Magma. Usually most science classes only include 3, but I also include Lava/Magma and Sediment because they are forms of rock. I'll just review that magma and lava are basically liquid rock. Magma is when it's underground, lava is when it's above ground. Sediment is basically just small pieces of rock, pebbles, sand. Igneous rock is when magma or lava cools and turns into a solid, and it can have several forms. Metamorphic rock is when other types of rocks are given heat and pressure. Not all types of rocks, but the ones that basically are already a rock and can kind of warp because of heat and pressure. So you can't really create metamorphic rock from lava or from sediment. Like I said, sediment is little pieces of rock formed through weathering, erosion, and deposition. So this can happen also from big rocks that break apart. Sedimentary rock is when sediment is compacted and cemented together. That's the only way it can form. And actually what's cool about sedimentary rock is it's the only type of rock that can have fossils. Actually, that was everything. So in class, you made a Starburst rock cycle. I actually made sure to take pictures of that before I left, so I might upload those pictures. All groups represented the 5 types of rocks with Starburst, but only some of you started connecting them with arrows. So I'm going to skip to the arrow part. Basically, I want you to add melting arrows. So you can ask yourself which type of rock can be created through melting. And what would you start with? What would you start with and what would you end with? Like, how do the arrows connect? Compacting and cementing. That goes from what type of rock to what type of rock. Cooling and hardening. That goes from what type of rock to what other type of rock. Weathering and erosion. And heat and pressure. So actually what I did, basically you have a concept map like this and you need to connect it with different processes, and some of these processes can happen more than once. For example, almost anything can melt. I'm going to give away an answer now. Almost everything can melt into lava/magma. And then you have these other arrows. I created a Google drawing for this, which I want you guys to submit. So basically what I want you to do is move around these words to the right place. So for example, I can move melting to, let's say, I could say that metamorphic rock melts and becomes lava, and I have a bunch of other words that I want to move around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like there's 10 or 11 processes that I need to move to the arrows. Also, make sure to put your name on this. And this is basically how I'm going to have you guys submit your understanding of the rock cycle. I know some of you did this in class, but some people didn't get to it. So I want everyone to get to this. Hope that's helpful. Stay safe out there.